Hello, captains, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. We are continuing our adventures in the California Dreams bush trip, flying the Cessna 208 Caravan from Catalina Avalon to the Sea Ranch. We are currently on leg number 6, heading from Furnace Creek to Lone Pine, but before we get started, I would like to say a special thank you to Eric and Raphael, being my two YouTube channel members. I do want to try to make sure I say special thank you when new members join, so there you go, guys. Thank you very much for your support. Let's go ahead, hop into the cockpit here. You can see the overall route that we are flying from Catalina over on the right to the Sea Ranch on the left. We are currently up in the desert area, flying around in the mountains. So let's go ahead and wait for this to load. We'll hop into the cockpit, get our GPS set up, get off the ground, and make our way to the next destination. Here we are in Furnace Creek. Whoa, stop. Where are you going? I always forget to fix that before I do anything. All right, so our next point of interest is POI 26. We always have to come in here and reset this to get it to the correct point of interest. Yeah, here we go again, getting stuck on the incorrect things here, but there's not much I can do about it. POI 26, get that set to there. Get rid of the flight plan there, and off we go. Oh, I forgot to set my autopilot. That's all right. We'll get it set up once we're in the air. Right, up we go. Yeah, I gotta get my pitch trim set because it's not set for takeoff, I don't think. Come on. Okay, CDI set to GPS. Nav mode set. Autopilot on. Altitude. Oops, altitude set to. We'll do 15 for now. Get our vertical speed set for that. Alright, should be all set now. Should be climbing. Yep, 1,000 feet per minute. Turning off towards our nav alignment there. And we'll go ahead and pop our altitude up to around 5,500 feet because I'm pretty sure we're going to be coming out of this valley and we're going to need that altitude to get out of here. So the format for this is that we head towards a waypoint. I read off the point of interest. So we lift off from Furnace Creek Airport and fly to the west-northwest, gaining altitude along the eastern margin of the Panamint Range to Tucky Mountain, a prominent peak north of Telescope Peak. So I'm not sure what the altitude is going to be over there, but it's going to be off in this direction, off that way. So we'll fly off over there, and I will bring you guys back when we're pretty close to the mountain. All right, I would normally wait a few more miles before we hop into the hop back into the pilot seat here, but we're getting pretty close to the mountaintop here. I'm having to climb quite rapidly if I don't want to have to hop off of my GPS course. We can see that my my airspeed is coming down quite a lot. I should have gone around the mountain, but my laziness prevented me from it. So hopefully we can get across the mountain here before we hit the point where we're going to stall. We can start shallowing our climb out now. I think we'll be okay. Airspeed has leveled off, so that's good. We'll bring it back up to about 1,200 feet per minute, which seems to be a relatively good climb rate for this aircraft. And all right, so cool. I think we're going to be okay. Probably going to need to pop it up to 7,500 though. So we got to keep that climb going. And then we're approaching the waypoint here in just a couple of miles. So let's go ahead and look around for a second as we're climbing up into the mountains, enjoying the view here. Not too shabby. All right. So once we reach the waypoint, I'll go ahead, and once we reach the waypoint and start our turn off to the left here, I'll read off what the next thing is, and we'll continue on our journey. Just waiting for the last, 52 seconds of what we have left for this leg, or this leg of this leg. That's kind of a weird way to have to say that, but whatever. Just trying to wait for the turn here. But yeah, it was saying we're just going over another mountain here. It's nothing overly crazy about what's going on here. We're just climbing up over a mountain range so that we can head off to the next waypoint. I think this is our airport that we're heading to, though. So it looks like we have plenty of things to talk about along the way. This flight is supposed to be 22 minutes or thereabouts. Alright, so here we are. We're getting ready to turn off to our next destination. From Tucky Mountain, fly into the Panamint Valley. I guess that's all we're doing here. Yeah, so we're going to go down this way. We're going to go into the Panamint Valley. I'm going to stay up at this altitude because I don't want to have to do a bunch of climbing, descending and climbing and descending and climbing, because it looks like they're going to have us go down here, then climb back up, and then kind of go back down, and then go back up, and then down, and then, you know, it's going to get a little bit annoying to have to keep going up and down. So we'll stay up here at around 7,500 feet. Seems like a good altitude to clear all of the mountains around this area. So we'll keep on flying, and I will bring you guys back when we're about 3 or 4 miles-ish away from the next waypoint. And here we are, heading into the Panamint Valley. So let's go ahead and get a nice view as we're cresting the mountain here. I like these nice, big, flat, open areas like that. It's kind of pretty. Contrasted by high peaks over here to our right. Getting ready to make our turn off towards the next waypoint. So just kind of enjoying the view as we get ready to turn off in the next direction. I think this is my favorite part of this view right here, just looking off here to the left and enjoying that. All right, so we're turning off towards the next area. Let's go ahead and check it out. With the Panamint Dunes in sight, turn toward Hunter Mountain, an imposing peak standing 7,329 feet above sea level that defines the northern end of Panamint Valley. So there you go. So we'll continue heading off in that direction for about 7 miles, it looks like. And I'll bring you guys back when we're ready to turn off on to the next one. All right, we are flying over the next waypoint. The what was it called? I already forgot the name of the mountain. I have Hunter Mountain. That's what we're flying over right now. Relatively close to the ground because we're flying at 7,500 feet, and the terrain here goes up to 7,300 feet. So we're going to be skimming the surface on this one, which is pretty cool. Not a bad thing to get relatively close to the ground and actually be able to see things as you're flying by. I like the shadows there with the sunlight, with the sun kind of off to the right. I'm a big fan of long shadows, so it's kind of my favorite thing to see. Getting ready to turn, I think, to the left here. Yeah? Or no, we're actually going to be turning a little bit to the right. So the next thing we're heading towards is up ahead. Sight the racetrack, an oval-shaped tan dry lake bed that is famous for its moving rocks, also called sailing stones, on its southern extremity, that move due to interaction with the wind, ice, and slick mud. So we got about 8 miles until we reach that. I will bring you guys back once we have reached it. And here we are at the racetrack. It wasn't that long, but I wanted to make sure I brought you guys back in early enough to actually get a good view of it, because we're going to be flying straight over it, and without exiting the aircraft, you're not going to get a really good overall sight of what it looks like. So this is the racetrack, whatever they said. And the southern extremity is where they said that the rocks are, so it's going to be on this side of us where we are right now. Obviously, you're probably not going to really be able to see very much as far as that goes, but yeah. So it's already having us turn off because of the way that the GPS has the routing going. You can see it's kind of arcing off to the left there. So let's go ahead and read off the next destination. Set a southwest heading and fly over the southern Saline Valley to Cerro Gordo, a peak in the Inyo Mountains with a number of silver, zinc, and lead mines. Pretty interesting. So it looks like we're going to go ahead and cross this valley here over to the other side off in this direction. I do want to kind of wait until we level off and you guys can actually see what direction we're heading before I make the cut crossing the valley, but let's go ahead and have a nice panoramic view of the valley as we're turning over towards it. So that way we can, you guys can have a good idea of what we're flying over. Because these cuts make it so that you're not seeing the entire journey, but at least you'll get some snapshots of what it looks like as we're flying through these areas. Eventually. Okay, so it looks like this over here, yeah, this is the direction we'll be flying in until we reach our next waypoint. So enjoy the view for just a second, and then we'll fast forward to the next part. Alright, we had to start climbing a little bit because this range of mountains here is just a little bit higher than where we were when we were crossing over the valley. But let's go ahead, take a nice little look off to the left. See the beautiful mountain ranges over there. And we don't get as nice of a view because the mountain ranges are kind of at the same level as we are. But, you know, it's cool to see the terrain that way. But that's really pretty, being able to see, like, kind of sloping down towards the horizon there. Gives us a really nice, pretty view of all of the mountains. I like that. Take a quick look down at the ground here. See the nice rippling landscape as these mountains get pushed up because of continental drift and all of that. I'm going to crest the mountain here. Looks like we're going to turn off slightly to the left, and there'll be a lake over here. So let's go ahead and read off the next one. Follow the Old Ore Tramway from Cerro Gordo down to the shore of Owens Lake and the ghost town of Keeler. There you go. Back on that throttle just a little bit. It was over. The RPM was over the limits. So this one's actually pretty close. I guess we'll just kind of hang out and enjoy the view as we head over towards the lake. Get a nice view of the valley off to the left and the right. All the clouds. Oh, this is what I was talking about the last episode. I was talking about like the clouds are getting cut off. I don't know if that's like a graphical glitch or what the deal is with that, but that really should be something that's fixed. I'm pretty sure I have my graphics set up all the way. Actually, well, let's go ahead and check that out just to make sure it's not my settings or something. Let's see, graphics, clouds, volume extra. I mean, I have them set up to high, so I mean everything's set up to high at the moment. It shouldn't really be. Discard. Shouldn't really be a problem with my graphics settings, so I don't know if this is just a problem with the clouds, or I don't know. It's kind of weird. Anyways, yeah, we're heading off towards this big set of water over here. It looks like a reservoir of some kind. Owens Lake, I guess, but it's weird because the next point of interest here is called Owens Lake, which is POI 32. Yeah, okay, so it looks like we're going to fly over this way, head over to that way, but I'm pretty sure all of this is probably considered Owens Lake, I have to imagine. So let's go ahead and read that off since we're in the area anyways. Turn to the northwest and fly over the northern extremity of Owens Lake, which is infrequently inundated with water but remains primarily dry. Seems weird that they're saying this is primarily dry when it's completely wet right now. I don't know if the bush trip is set during a certain time of year, or if I'm wrong in assuming that all of this is considered Owens Lake. Because I mean, all of this is wet right here. So I have to imagine the bush trips are probably set during certain times of the year, because I would imagine that. Like for some of the other ones that actually have seasonal changes that include, say, snow or something like that, that they probably needed to make it so that it was. Why is our airspeed so slow? I'm not sure why our airspeed went down so slow. It's very weird. So anyways, what I was trying to say is I would imagine that because, you know, certain areas will have real seasons that have snow on the ground and stuff like that, that they probably have these bush trips set to a certain time of year with certain weather and all that, because obviously you don't want to do sightseeing in bad weather. So I don't imagine live seasons and weather or anything are turned on. They probably have very specific weather settings on all of this. So it looks like we're going to be landing over here pretty soon, so I really need to start, descending. Let's go ahead and get our vertical speed going. We'll do 1,000 feet a minute. Seems like it probably be a good descent rate. I'm not sure what the Lone Pine Airport altitude is. We're going to set this for 5,500, and ideally that'll be pretty close. Looks like we're going to hit this one, turn to the right, and it's only a few miles away, so we do really need to start scrubbing off some altitude here. Pull back on that throttle just a little bit so we're not descending too quickly, and then we'll let the GPS turn us towards the airport so I don't have to find it, because the resolution that I'm playing at, combined with the fact that it's going to be small and hard to see, I'd like the GPS to find it for me. Why not? So yeah, we're trying to drop that altitude as quickly as we can. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to push it down to 1,500 feet a minute so that we can quickly get down. This is saying that we're going to have to go off to the left a little bit. Is it? I can't. It's in this little valley here. Is this it right here? Yeah, I think that might be it. So, all right, let's turn off the autopilot. We'll turn off this way. Because we're 3 miles away. And I'm pretty sure that that's it right there. So let's pull off this way. This is mostly just to descend. Oh, that's a cool little zigzag road up there. Kind of makes you want to drive up that, doesn't it? Do some rather erratic maneuvers to start scrubbing off some airspeed and get lined up with the runway. Throttle not working. Okay. Sorry, I'm just really trying to focus on getting us down because I don't want to take too long getting down on the ground. I realize this is not exactly the correct way to approach an airport, but, you know, I do it for you guys so you don't have to sit here and watch landings that take forever to get done. Alright, let's get this down on the ground, get ourselves stopped, and then we can be done for this episode. So hopefully you guys had lots of fun. Be sure to click that like button so the YouTube algorithm knows that you did and sends the video out to more viewers. The more people we can get along for these flights, the more fun they're going to be, and we can discuss it in the comments and have all kinds of cool stuff like that. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already so that when the next video comes out, it will show up in your video feed and you'll be able to watch it as soon as it becomes available. Channel members do get early access to all of my content, so be sure to click that join button as well to check out the list of perks that will become available to you should you choose to join the channel and support me as a content creator. Looking forward to your support, and it is very much appreciated. Again, thank you very much for your time. Hope you guys had lots of fun, and I'll see you for the next one.